Oh, and as unfortunate as the Telvin Olbourne situation is, the reason we can't get our knees to work to take a stand is because even if you didn't know Telvin Olbourne before this situation, the internet won't let you live down the disrespect. The internet's gonna expose exactly who you was when you stepped on the platform from day one. And every single day that man dedicated to putting us black women down, and his family screaming justice. And unfortunately, the 92% will never be able to receive justice. Not even an apology. The fact you came from a black woman. And that same white dog that you chose to have intercourses with over having relationships with black women, again, the situation is very unfortunate. But to take every breathing day of life to diminish your own kind, oh, brother. So sorry.
So Telvin Olbourne, he's a black guy. He's a black man. I think he was like 33 years old. Rest in peace, Telvin. But Telvin, all throughout social media, he tweets, and his biggest thing is he hates black women. And he said that, he's tweeted that, he's made it known. His brother makes it known they do not like black women. Period. He even said that he would rather with a dog rather than a black woman, but it had to be a white dog. I'm shocked right there, taking way back. Oh, right, really? So, let me just catch you up. I guess a couple days ago or so, a week or so ago, Telvin and his white girlfriend, baby mama, yeah, they went out, they were partying, they was kicking it real hard, a little too hard, and they both were a little intoxicated, and she shot him. So his family has taken over social media, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere, and they want everybody to rally because they just picked the woman up. Of course, she gets the benefit of the doubt. So they just picked her up. They're going to go ahead and charge her. But his family is mad because the black community is not jumping up and down, is not tearing up nothing. They not standing with them. So, y'all, what y'all think about that? Who's standing with Telvin?
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing and turning on that notification button so you don't miss out on trending discussions. Now, before we begin, let's take a moment to acknowledge that Telvin Olbourne is no longer with us, and he tragically lost his life in a domestic incident involving his partner. May he rest in peace. So let's talk about why his passing has sparked so much conversation, particularly in the black community. You see, not too long ago, Telvin made some very controversial statements online, tweets that many found deeply offensive. And now that he's gone, social media is divided on whether or not the black community should rally behind him. Let's take a look at what people are saying.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at what I'm about to say. Actually, a lot of my supporters are black women, so y'all probably gonna appreciate what I'm about to say. However, may this man rest in peace, but I'm gonna talk about what's been going on down my timeline. So Telvin, or Telbo Rackens as he went by, was shot and unalived by his girlfriend on February 23rd. So apparently they went out to the club, came home, got into an argument. He ended up and she said it was an accident. Now, the family is all over social media like, we need justice, wanting the black community to rally around and support. However, the problem is, one thing the internet is never going to let you do is forget who you really are and forget the shit that you say on the internet. Because this man made his whole identity about dating white girls. Like Twitter page, Team White Girls, all of that, every day. So the internet, because they messy and they like to let you know who you are a lot of the times, or who at least you put on the show to be, right? They start posting all his Facebook posts, his Twitter posts, and I think one of the posts said, I would rather f a dog than a black girl. Here's my problem, right? My audience is predominantly black women. Y'all know I'm hashtag protect black women all day, every day. But you did all of this chasing, and you chased it to glory. Now, y'all expect the black community and black women to support this man after the shit that, like, I don't even want to go into detail about the shit he was tweeting because it's ridiculous. And it's like the family like, oh, y'all in the comments being negative, yada, yada, yada. Nobody's being negative. They just letting you know that we ain't here for it. It's crazy because this is not the first instance of this that we've saw. Because remember, the white girl stabbed that African boy. The OnlyFans girl stabbed that African boy, her boyfriend. And his family wanted us to rally too because she was out at the bar the next night with a daddy. Same thing happened with him. He disgraced black women all down the timeline, and the internet didn't let them forget who the fuck he was. Now let's be very clear, because they do that, and it puzzles me because black men who try to disparage and disgrace black women on the internet, especially, have black moms, sisters, cousins, grandmas, aunties. Like, the list could go on and on. So you seeing all of that. So is that what you really think about your Obama? And I'm going to go on record and say this, and I'm going to fuck who don't like it. We on Team D rally for black women, and anybody who disrespects black women, may they rest where they lay, okay? Because when he was praising white women, ain't nobody step in and say, sir, you wrong. None of the family, nothing. Nobody was commenting. But not that one of them took him to glory, y'all confused as to why. We like, The black community has to stop being these backup plans for motherfuckers who put those others on a pedestal while trying to demean or belittle us. That man told us exactly where he stood in life. And in death, we are respecting his wishes.
I'm just trying to figure out, why is the family more upset with us than they are with Hannah? She the one that committed the crime. I mean, only thing we did was we just laughed and said we not participating. That's it. We ain't got to participate in that. I mean, imagine a world where we have to still participate in your justice and you hate us. We just said no thank you. No thank you. We not helping. We laughed and we didn't. Let me just tell you this. We did not laugh because that man died. We laughed at the irony. Just because, can you just imagine? That's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Now, here's my take on all this. First of all, let's be clear, no one deserves to lose their life like this. It's definitely a tragic situation, and at the end of the day, there are real people grieving this loss. That being said, we can't ignore the fact that when you openly disrespect an entire group of people, especially your own, it shapes how they respond to you when things go south. And let's be real, when Telvin made those statements, he wasn't just expressing a preference. He was putting down black women in the most extreme way possible, saying you'd rather be with a dog than a black woman, and not just any dog, a white one. That was not about love or preference, that was about disrespect. And now, after what happened to him, his family are wondering why the black community isn't rallying behind him. And I know it's a tough conversation, but let's not act surprised. And actually, we've seen this pattern before. Some people distance themselves from the black community, saying all kinds of things to separate themselves. And then when something goes wrong, suddenly they expect support. But let's also ask the bigger question, where was all this hate coming from? Because to go to as far as saying what he said, that's not just preference, that's deep-seated resentment. And I have to wonder, was this coming from personal trauma? Did he have bad experiences with black women in his life, or maybe something that happened in his childhood that shaped this extreme mindset? Because nobody wakes up one day and just starts spewing this level of hatred without something behind it. But that's not to excuse it, because at the end of the day, we all have things we go through. But most people don't take their pain and turn it into public disrespect against their own. And instead of working throughout whatever issues he had, he decided to project it onto an entire group. And now that he's gone, those same people are supposed to overlook everything he said. It's really complicated. But the truth is, you can't treat people like they're disposable and then expect them to stand up for you when you need them. Now, does that mean that people are celebrating what happened to him? No. And if they are, that's not okay. But what I'm seeing is people saying, look, this is not our fight. Because he made it clear how he felt about us. So why should we now act like we were ever on the same side? And honestly, I understand that reaction. And at the end of the day, this is bigger than just one person. It's about accountability. It's about realizing that the way you treat your own people matters. You can't spend years tearing down your own community and then expect them to fight for you when you're in trouble. Life doesn't work like that. But what do you all think? Do you feel like the black community should have stood up for him more? Or was this just a case of people remembering how he treated them when he was alive? Let me know in the comments and let's have this conversation. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions like this. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.